guys, what's up? It's Camray and you're watching Camray Music TV, and I'm back with your Insecure review for the week. This is season 3 episode 7, Obsessed Like, and we got hella obsession occurring in this episode. So if you are new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel. Comment as we go through this video on your opinions about this week's episode. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Camray Music TV. Like the video, share the video. So let's go ahead, let's get into it because it's about time. All right. So I'm upset because I recorded this whole video last night after the show went off, and I had to do it with my laptop, and then it was glitching and all kind of stuff. So I couldn't get the video up as fast as I wanted to. So here we are again. What does Aaliyah say? If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. So we are take 2 of this whole review. Okay, y'all know I'm good for rhyming, so we just gonna continue on. Make sure we're loud, live, and in color, like T.S. Madison says, and we are gonna keep pushing. All right, so this episode was directed by Prentice Penny, I believe. Okay, because when I was watching the wind downs and the behind the scenes stuff, we knew that it was going to be like a different approach, and I saw that he was tweeting and saying that this is an episode that he directed. So we start off the episode coming from the inside of Issa. You know, we're seeing out of her eyes, we're hearing her inner thoughts, and it's all about Nathan. Every time that phone buzzes or rings, we think it's Nathan. Okay, we can't fully sleep. You know, we're hopping up to see if we got anything from Nathan in our sleep. This is so relatable, so relatable. Okay, and if you guys remember, we all predicted that Nathan was prison bae, and I don't know if we all did, but I definitely did. We find out later on that he is not. Okay, so she is basically, you know, trying to get her day started, but she's just super distracted because she's wondering who, what, when, where, how, Nathan. All right, this is a testament to when you're being ghosted, because every single thing that could happen that you think might have happened pops in your mind. All right, and that is her throughout the day. She wasn't good enough. He met somebody better. She was too open. She wasn't open enough. She was doing white people stuff with him instead of doing normal black stuff. She's saying all this stuff in her head, and you know, it's invalid, because you should be able to be as real and open as you want to be, and that person just takes you as you are. You shouldn't have to worry about being ghosted. But in this situation, she did. Molly does go on a lunch date with the Asian guy, and you know, I was calling him Adrian last week and chastising people who were saying Asian bae, but his name is Andrew on the show, so shame on me. Okay, so she goes on a date with Andrew, and you know, they're hitting it off, they're flirting. Looks like a lunch date because Molly has to get back to work, but she promises to meet up with him the next day. So I was surprised that she went out with Andrew, and when he asked her what made her finally want to come out, you know, or why was she apprehensive, she says that it was because she made a fool of herself during Coachella. But I honestly think it was because of the race thing, and she didn't say anything this time. Actually, she didn't say anything in this episode at all, but I do believe that had something to do with it. So Lawrence and Chad are coming back to Lawrence's place from playing basketball or at the gym or whatever, and Chad is talking about, you know, how he was about to get fouled in his face, and he preventing anybody from touching him. You know, we love Chad because he's just so extra and so funny and just such a doggone dude. Okay, so he's talking about going to the club later, and Lawrence is saying no, he's got to get up and go to church tomorrow. So y'all know when stuff happens in your life, you know, it's just hectic. You can't get grounded. You don't know what's really going on. It's always good to just take it back to the Lord. Now, you know, ideally, you should stay linked up with the Lord at all times so that you don't fall by the wayside. You know, we all still have things that we go through, but if you're linked up, you might not fall too much off the wagon. Anyway, we don't know the relationship that Lawrence has with the Lord. We don't know if this is his first time or this is his first time as an adult. But nonetheless, he says he's going to church, and Chad want to go too because he said it's going to be some hoes up in there. Great one, Chad. Issa is getting ready in the mirror for her day. She starts feeling herself, and this is when she begins to take a picture. Now, I thought Issa was going to send this picture to Nathan. I was about to say the thirst level is way past Gatorade, okay? But she posted on Instagram, which is kind of even worse. I mean, it's not worse, but we still know why you posted it, because she probably don't even post that often. But, you know, she posted on Instagram. She's waiting all day for him to comment. Her brother comments, shady comments. And what is her doggone name? Frida is talking about how she has the same shirt as her. But you know, so you're getting all these comments and likes, but you're not getting it from the one person that you want to get it from. She is, you know, dropping the Uber customer or the Lyft customer off at the wrong destination. She is fully in tune with this phone, texting and driving, IGing and driving, trying to track down Nathan, okay? Because at this point, it's been like 8 weeks. So up until this point, I felt her on this, okay? You know, before I got married, there was like hella situations where I would be talking to a guy and all of a sudden he's disappeared. We don't know what's going on. Me and my girls would turn into Inspector Gadget, pulling out receipts, pulling up IGs and Facebooks and trying to find a paper trail, looking for mugshots, seeing if he's in the hospital, or, you know, it was just crazy back in the day. Obviously, there's way more resources now, but even up to about 6 years ago, 4 to 6 years ago, yeah, me and my friends was out there like really trying to track down dudes. I remember I had a roommate who, if I went out with a guy, she would come out and take a picture of the license plate, like, don't be kidnapping my girl. And oh my gosh, there's just been so many situations where you realize, like, you know, where your friend, you make a dummy account, friend adds him and your friend sees that he's married on there and you're totally blocked from everything. That type of stuff, y'all, that type of stuff really happens. So going ghost, I didn't realize that it was this common, like common enough that it has a term. You know, I've been out of the game for a while, but Nathan doing that is true to male form. They do that, okay? So I was not at all surprised. What I was surprised about is how sprung Issa was on this dude. Like, why can't you just let it go? Like, we're gonna move on through the episode because there's some things I need to mention about your girl, okay? Because she was my girl before, but now she's your girl. She's so consumed with finding out where he's at, what he's doing. You know, she has a dummy account or a spam account with Kelly and Molly, and Kelly didn't change her password because she got paranoid. But she gets on there and she goes on his account from the spam account. But if you have multiple accounts on Instagram, you know that at the top of the direct messages, you can choose one or the other. You don't have to back all the way out, sign all the way out. You don't have to do all that. And so she sends a thirsty behind message to Nathan, thinking that she's sending it from the spam account to see if he'll respond. And she accidentally sent it from her own personal account. So I'm just like, Issa, you really out here looking crazy. Luckily, Instagram has the feature where you can unsend the message, but you still get that notification, because I done got hella notifications with the message, and then I go to the message is gone. So my Issa, your girl Issa is out here looking crazy. So even crazier than that, when she, you know, woke up late to meet the plumber, she already messing up with her new job. Woke up late to meet the plumber, hair ain't done, you know, hopped out the bed, we ain't even seen her brush her teeth. And she sees that Nathan posts, and not Nathan posts, but someone posts a fresh haircut from Nathan, and that was in his tag photos. And y'all, them tag photos will get you caught up too. And this is when Issa kind of like, I think she just like passed the bar of, you know, Inspector Gadget, and it was just straight desperation. Like, I need some closure. I got to know what's going on. And I was just like, Issa girl, Issa girl, Issa girl. Lawrence and Chad went to church, and this part was funny to me because, you know, you always get those pastors who want to appeal to a younger crowd because, you know, they want to bring in, they want to save souls. Saving souls is the ultimate goal. So we get this church, you know, real contemporary, non-denominational looking. All the young black folks are there, young adults, and he's using the vernacular that he thinks appeals to the young people. And I don't like preachers like this, okay? You know, because they're always so out of touch, and it always sounds so cornball. Like, they'll never be spot on with it. Now, if they are spot on with it, then that means they shouldn't be preaching about it within the context of temptation. You know what I'm saying? If you really know about Instagram like that and about Twitter like that, you would know that it has its temptations, but it also has its like pros. So just to hear this pastor, you know, saying all his little things, and, you know, instead of telling Twitter and Facebook what's happening. Tell the Lord what's happening. Instead of liking stuff, why don't you get to loving the Lord? Like all of I mean, it's funny because it's true. So Chad is in there, spotting out girls, picking out girls, and Lauren seems very distracted. And it's the same reasons why, a lot of us be distracted, because it's all that extra in the message. Like, I need you to give me the bulk of it, the meat of it. I came here in need of something. And that's like the biggest letdown about church. You can come in there broken, you need something, and sometimes, not all the time, because a lot of church members don't do this, but then a lot of them do. You come in there, you're being judged on the way in, you're being judged on the way out. You can't really get the message because it's a lot of bickering and gossiping, not bickering, but gossiping about church business, and you're just like, why am I here listening to this? Or it's hella stuff about tithing, that's the main priority, and how we got a building fund, and the kids want to go on a trip, and we got this and we got that. So there's so many different things going on that a lot of people they feel like, what's the point? And so it's sad, because I am a firm believer of my faith in the Lord, but I don't particularly love all of the church business all the time, because it can be distracting, and once you see behind the scenes, you may kind of lose all that. So it's a balance. So sure enough, Lawrence meets a girl. Oh, I forgot to say, Chad then got saved, y'all. So he was just, feeling convicted, and raised his hands and ran up on up there. And Lawrence was just shocked, and I was shocked, and we was all shocked. But Chad got saved. Praise the Lord. But Lawrence didn't walk away from the church before he found Denise. Okay, and I have a friend, Denise, who actually used to be a whole lot into the church, and so that's funny. But Denise is, real saved, and Denise has been there for a while, and she understands the antics of the pastor, but you gotta look past that. And they go for frozen yogurt later, and she's just explaining to him it takes a while. And I think this is what frustrates us also as young people and Christians. It should be easy. This is just my own opinion. I'm not stepping on anybody's religion or anything like that. It should be easy to talk to God, just like I'm talking to y'all through this camera. Feeling convicted, feeling happy, feeling sad, feeling depressed, feeling mad, feeling anxious, frustrated, nervous, excited, all those things, all those emotions. It should be easy to just share them with the Lord. Listen, hear advice or hear guidance on what to do. Read the word so that you realize that you're not alone. Fellowship with others that do the same thing, and give where others don't have, and that is it. Give praise, thank God, over and over through the good and the bad. But it's just all this other stuff that comes into play. And Lawrence just seems like he's not really along for the ride of that. He wanted to come get a Band-Aid, or he wanted to come get some medicine, get it fixed. That's it. But luckily, there's not just one church. You can go to plenty of other churches. This may not be the one for you. Back to Molly. Molly is with a Morehouse dude at work, and he's calling, he's out of town or something, and they've been working on that case together, and he tells her to hold off on it until she gets back. Does Molly listen? Heck no, she don't listen. Molly goes ahead and presents the case to the partners. Of course, they're in love with it, but now she's got an enemy of Morehouse dude, and I'm just thinking, what is the plan here, Molly? You're making everybody an enemy, and we know that she wanted to be on top. That was her thing, but are you willing to step on everyone to get there? I guess so. Molly, as they say, it can be very lonely at the top, and you don't want to be lonely at the black firm, is all that I'm saying. It's one thing to be lonely at the white firm because you're the only black woman anyway. It's a whole different type of lonely. But when you brought it on yourself to be casted out of the black firm, girl, that's a whole new thing. So on the second date with Molly and Andrew, they're talking more in depth, and Molly's sharing about her wreck of a mess, her mess at work, and the one that she created. And Andrew's, they're also sharing secrets that they told each other when they was high off their behinds at Coachella. And, Molly says, remember when you kissed your homegirl's girlfriend? And then Andrew fires back like, well, remember when you said that you was sleeping with or seeing your married friend? And Molly's old sensitive behind. Now, I don't understand why you started it. You're coming at him crazy, not even crazy because y'all were playing at first, but you brought it up. So how you gonna get sensitive about your stuff? And then the thing that, everybody's saying, all the content creators, everybody online is saying, Issa nor Molly are self-aware. They clearly don't know, how to maneuver within themselves. They don't understand what they have to offer. They don't understand their flaws, their strengths. They don't understand it. And so because of that, they get tripped up by themselves a lot. Instead of just saying, hey, that situation right there, that's off limits. I shouldn't have joked about you and old girl. I don't even really know the context about that. But me and Dro, she probably didn't even have to say his name, but me and dude, we, that's off limits. And then that would have been it, because he even still tried to patch it up after that. So Molly, you girl. Anyway, so Molly ends up ending the whole day and just leaving. So Issa is way past crazy, way past obsessed at this point. Issa is, picture it, Sicily, 1942. Issa is in a trench coat in her pajamas, hair not done. And Issa is always put together on this show. So that hair is not done. We ain't seen her brush, not nail tooth. Because remember, she ran up out of the house to meet the plumber late, all right? And she scoops up Molly and they coming up with the plan to go over to Nathan's house. Now, they come to the door and, Molly had just made a fool of herself with Andrew the day before. So this right here, this is real girlfriend antics right here, okay? Molly is a good girlfriend to be doing this for Issa. So they bring this little, probably a LA type of snack, because I don't know nothing about it. It's maybe cheese something or a donut. And they bring it over. Issa's saying she gotta use a bathroom. So Issa gets upstairs. I don't know how she knew it was Nathan's room, because we haven't seen her be in Nathan's room before. So how did she know that was Nathan's room and not Andrew's room? But anyway, she's up in this man's room, looking through his stuff, almost looking through his trash, tries to use her name as a password in his MacBook, smelling his cologne, sees that he still has a wristband. This right here, this is way past any line that I have ever been near, okay? You have got to know that when you see, as soon as I would have seen that post on Instagram, it would have been confirmation for me this dude is done. Although, I revealed everything to him, very naive, very, very naive. But, I just got to charge this to the game and be done. The fact that she's still hoping and wishing and praying, what is it that you're looking for? What are you going to find that you haven't already found out? And the fact that he's posted something and he's not answering your text. But it's just like us, we be so gone and so deep in love and well, maybe not love, but lusting after this dude and having such a great time with this dude and, getting lost in his light eyes and, we don't realize, maybe I just got ghosted. So Molly catches her in the room and, she has a little heart-to-heart with her friend. Why are we really here? What is really going on? Do not let this man have you out here totally out of character. And, Molly just be having all the right advice for the wrong people. Why can't you give that same said advice back to yourself? Why is it something that you just can't do? And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they're not self-aware. And it's a hard thing to become self-aware, trust me, but you'll thank yourself later, because you learn what you like, you learn what you don't like, you learn what you're good at, you learn what you're not good at, you learn what annoys you, you learn what you do to annoy others, okay? It's good to be self-aware. So these ladies, they gotta learn to be self-aware, because they be putting themselves in some situations that are unwarranted. Anyway, so they had that come to Jesus moment in the car, and I said, thank God, because now Issa can move on with her life. We don't know where Nathan is. We don't know where Daniel is. And, this season was just all about transition. It was a whole lot of mess going on. Y'all know this is episode 7, so next episode is the finale. And then we got to wait all the way till next year for the next season. But we do know that they were renewed for season 4, so yes. But, she deletes Nathan from her life. And you know when a person is serious when they remove him from the call log and from the text messages and unfollow him. That means I'm done for real, because you don't just delete his number, because you know some of y'all be slick thinking y'all slick just removing his number, but you still got him in the call log. But she just removes him completely, takes a shower, runs that water through the hair, and I was just like, what happened to the co-wash? I know you be co-washing. But anyway, she takes a shower, just cleanses herself of all of that, and just lets it go. And we see that she's in this entrepreneurship workshop that Lawrence suggested. They end up going for coffee after. You know, she still remembers his order. They're laughing and giggling. It's all sweet and fun. And I, in that moment, felt like they're gonna get back together. And you know why I felt like that? Because sometimes, not all the time, people who have been together a long time, through their 20s, you need that point to figure yourself out. I always say, people who are high school sweethearts, you know, it's hard to travel through that age of 18 to 19, all the way up to 21, all the way up to 23, all the way up to 25 together, because you learn so many different things about yourself, whether you like them, whether you love them, whether you hate them, whether you despise them, whether you're trying to improve on them, work on them. But you cannot do that when you're catering to someone else. So, I mean, you can, but it's going to be hard. So these two, they separated. And you know, not because of anything that they wanted to do, but obviously Issa was bored in the relationship, and Lawrence was comfortable in the relationship. So they separated. And you know, Lawrence went through what he went through. He realized the grass wasn't always greener. He was very hurt, trying to mute his pain with all these different things. Issa realized that she was not as secure as she thought, you know, pointing the finger at him, saying that he needed to do this, he needed to do that, and realized what she lost in the midst of all that. And they're talking about how hard it is to build yourself back up. So it really is like the shoe is on the other foot. They both are in, you know, opposite or in situation where the other was in the last time, you know, if that makes any sense. But I don't know, y'all. On this next episode, they was real good with the editing. I couldn't tell if they was getting back together. I couldn't, like, they was real good at the editing. So as you guys know, Insecure is one of my favorite shows. It probably is my favorite show. Let me know down below what you guys thought about this week's episode. I mean, comment on, you know, the hair and the, you know, just everything. I would like to know why we love this show. So once again, I'm Camray, and this is Camray Music TV. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this review. Be looking out for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood review tonight or tomorrow, because your girl is tired. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Camray Music TV. Like the video, share the video, and tweet with me on Twitter under the hashtag when the show comes on live. So right now, I'm about to tweet Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I will tweet Insecure. I do it. Get on there and tweet with me. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time.